There is no such thing as a 100% equal relationship. Everyone has instincts that call for submission to the other. Jung Jae-hoo, the main character of the drama Love on a Leash, came to a new job. In the department where he was transferred, Jung Ji-woo, a young beautiful girl, worked. The head of the department suggested that they get together for dinner in the evening, but Jung Ji-woo said that the budget allocated for the dinner was already over and they had unfinished business on the YouTuber's case. But the manager believed that Ji-woo was the only one who had problems with the YouTuber, as the blogger had a lot of subscribers. Ji-woo's new colleagues noticed that during the break, the man was chatting well with the girls from his former department. As one of his current colleagues noted, he has the look of a man who knows that everyone adores him. The woman asked Ji-woo if she wasn't interested in guys like that, and she replied that she was interested in Jae-hoo. Jae-hoo noticed his colleagues and approached the women. He thanked Ji-woo for preventing a problem with the actor's choice. The public relations department needs to know what's going on in the world. Ji-woo hoped to get along with Ji-woo. A coworker suggested that Ji-woo should do something about her stony stare if she wanted to find a boyfriend. Ji-woo told her mother that they had a new coworker in the department and that she liked him. The mother immediately began to give her daughter advice about the man. The main thing is that he should want to pursue her, as it is inherent in a man that he should be a hunter. Jung Jae-hoo was looking for his package, and it turned out that the package was accidentally given to his colleague Jung Ji-woo, as the guard did not know that the guy had transferred to another department. Jae-hoo ran as fast as he could to get the package. Ji-woo opened the package, which contained a leather collar and leash with Miho's name on it. Jae-hoo snatched the collar out of Ji-woo's hands and said it was for his poodle dog. Ji-woo noticed that the collar was too big for a poodle. Ji-woo wanted to throw the box in the trash, but Jae-hoo wanted to take it away from her to throw it in the trash himself. The box fell out of her hands and a coupon for a S&M toy store fell to the floor. The guy quickly began to pick up the booklet to throw it away, but the girl asked why he was throwing away the coupon. The reaction of his colleague to what he saw surprised the man. Jae-hoo wrote about what happened to him on a BDSM forum. The forum members calmed him down and wished him to be more careful so that he wouldn't get fired from his job and his colleagues wouldn't turn their backs on him. And because of Ji-woo's understanding, they assumed that she might also be a BDSM fan. During her evening jog, Ji-woo stopped at a shop window selling intimate toys and costumes. A collar caught her eye. Ji-hoo immediately appeared in her mind, gossiping. He approached the girl and wanted to put the collar on her, since Ji-woo now knew his secret. The girl was called by her mother outside the store. She told him that she should stop looking at the costume and go in and buy something she liked. Ji-hoo noticed that Ji-woo was not in the office. Her colleague said that her boss had sent her to the outlet to check on things. Ji-hoo was texting Ji-woo when he heard the girl's voice and realized that she had returned to work. He wanted to delete the message, but accidentally sent part of it to a colleague. Ji-woo went into the warehouse, where Jae-hoo put a part of his suit on his head to avoid being noticed. The guy tripped and fell. Ji-woo approached him as she was taking off the suit, and when she looked at him, Jae-hoo's heart beat faster. The girl was worried that he had hit his head and was vomiting, so they went to the hospital. Ji-woo read the message and asked Jae-hoo what it meant, and he explained that it was his way of saying thank you for not telling anyone. Ji-woo said that she has tendencies to control men, but she tries not to show it. Jae-hoo thanked her for her understanding. He was afraid that she would think he was a pervert, but he thought she liked it too. Ji-hoo suggested that Ji-woo use him, yell at him, and try to do things as like-minded people. The girl apologized for not communicating her dominant position to him correctly. She wanted to say that she likes to be in charge in life, not in sex. Ji-woo searched the internet for explanations of BDSM. Her friends did not understand what happened to her, that she was on her phone all evening and did not pay attention to the dogs. Ji-woo asked her friend for advice on what to do with her boyfriend and how to behave. The friend advised her to ignore him and give him time, as the guy might not be comfortable with the fact that he confessed to her. The company celebrated the successful completion of the project, and at the dinner Ji-woo was called to sit at the table with Jae-hoo. The girl grumbled that it was disgusting to look at. She met her boss, but Jae-hoo thought it was him. Ji-woo turned to try to call a taxi, but she heard someone crying. It turned out to be Jae-hoo, who was drunk and crying because he was so angry. Jae-hoo admitted that he liked Ji-woo, and if she was disgusted with him and didn't want to work with him, she would have to wait a bit, as he had just been transferred to them, and it would be difficult to ask for a transfer to another sector. Ji-woo replied that she didn't think he was disgusting or a pervert. Ji-hoo offered Ji-woo to become his mistress. He did not ask her to go on dates, but only to meet him for games. The girl refused. At work, Ji-woo became jealous of Jae-hoo's young female colleagues. A coworker noticed Ji-woo's eyes and said that she would not be able to attract him with such a look, and other girls would always hang around him because he was handsome. Ji-woo sent a message to Jae-hoo to talk in private. She was waiting for him in the break room. Jehu came to the meeting. The girl handed the man a bandage and offered him to put it on, even though she was not his mistress, but Ji-woo wanted to try. Jehu obeyed. The man put on the blindfold. Ji-woo closed the door and led him to a chair. She was surprised by Jehu's earlier words that he wanted to have a mistress like her, and she wondered what kind of mistress he would have. Jehu said that he had never met anyone like her before. He had always lived pretending to be mature so that he would not show childish behavior, but with her he felt real. Ji-woo did not understand what he wanted from her. She would think about his proposal, but he should not avoid her. Jehu was waiting for Ji-woo to come home from work. He wanted to convince her that his desire for her was sincere. At home, Ji-woo agreed to be Jehu's mistress. At home, Ji-woo studied everything about BDSM. She read information and watched videos. Jehu shared on the forum that he had a real mistress for the first time. Jehu fulfilled Ji-woo's whims. The girl said she liked it and asked why his ex-girlfriend didn't like it. He replied that his ex-girlfriend responded well to kissing his body, but when she learned about his other desires, she began to think he was a pervert. Jehu woke up to the sound of the alarm clock. Jehu was in a hurry to meet Ji-woo, and the girl suggested that they set up rules. The first rule was not to call her mistress, but simply Ji-woo, and if she did not follow the rules, there would be a punishment. Ji-woo read out that Saba could become attached to a gift given to him by a dominant. Ji-woo gave him glasses, which they will use as a signal. If he needs her order at work, the boy will only need to put on the glasses. Ji-woo and Jehu signed a contract that was valid for 3 months. The couple chose a stop word, and the word was don-don. The couple went to the hotel. Ji-woo tried not to be nervous during the game. She had to be calm. The girl put a collar on Jehu. They started playing the game dog. The girl gave orders like a dog. Ji-woo held out her hand with a delicious Jehu. The man ate from her hands. The couple's moans and screams started coming from the next room. Jehu started barking at them. The girl tried to stop him, but she failed. The administrator came to their room as they had received a complaint from other guests. At the office, Jehu and the manager had a conflict. Ji-woo was surprised by her husband's behavior. Ji-woo apologized for the guy's injury last night. Jehu offered to arrange the next meeting himself, and the girl agreed. Jehu invited Ji-woo to dinner in honor of her birthday and gave her red shoes. She offered to step on them. The man enjoyed the pressure of the heel. The couple started a game. Ji-woo took steps on Jehu's back so that no one else could see her footprints. The man was happy with what was happening. At home, Ji-woo wore out her red shoes, and Jehu looked at his back, which had heel marks on it. In Ji-woo's imagination, Jehu appeared on her back, and she walked on his back. The girl was looking at a photo of them together from a restaurant. Her friend noticed this and told her to seduce him, invite him to dinner, and they would have a drink. Jehu was assigned to be the new employee supervisor. Jehu began to look at the communication between Ji-woo and her new assistant with a jealous gaze. The couple's games continued. Ji-woo dripped melted wax on Jehu's back, which both of them enjoyed. Jehu's jealousy began to grow. He liked Ji-woo more and more. The games between the couple became more frequent. They held meetings in the hotel and in the office. Jehu was talking to a new employee. He offered the guy his help if he had a hard time with Ji-woo, but the guy replied that he was comfortable with her. She talks to the point, never beats around the bush, and although her eyes seem threatening, it is very sexy at the same time. Jehu became even more jealous. The guy was saved by a phone call from Ji-woo, who was waiting for him to continue his work. Jehu asked Ji-woo to come back to the office as they needed to work on a project. Ji-woo looked for Jehu in the office. Jehu said that he had sent the email by mistake to the entire company and was told to send it again. Ji-woo is not his mentor at work. Jehu said that she treats Lai-han very well, as if she were his mistress. The pair started a game in the office. Ji-woo ordered him to take off his belt. If he wanted her to stop, to take off his glasses. Jehu refused to take off his glasses. The girl was hitting the table with the belt a centimeter away from the guy. Jehu asked her to hit him harder or to yell at him. Ji-woo started scolding him for everything that came to her mind. She was screaming and throwing stationery around the office. When they were done, a security guard came in and miraculously did not notice them. The couple managed to escape unnoticed. Once in the car, they both admitted that they enjoyed what was happening. At home, Ji-woo recalled holding onto Jehu's back when they almost didn't get caught by the guard. She found herself thinking that she wanted more from him. The boss complained that someone had stayed late at work last night. The office was a big mess in the morning, and his favorite calming stick was broken. Jehu gave the boss a new calming stick. The pair continued to meet. During games, Ji-woo would beat Jehu and then put ointment on the wounds on his back to relieve pain and to help him heal faster. Jehu received a call from her ex-boyfriend, who did not want to talk to her. Ji-woo noticed that if his ex-girlfriend loved him, she would accept him as he was. Ju-woo didn't understand if it was normal that they played games that hurt but didn't have sex. Ju-woo saw a guy who was in love with her friend. She asked him how long he would hide his feelings if he didn't tell her that her friend was in love with him and would find someone on one of the dates she was going on. The ex-girlfriend wanted to see Jae-hoo, but the guy refused because he had other plans for the weekend. Ju-woo and Jae-hoo arrived at the arboretum. The girl put leather handcuffs on the boyfriend and herself. She left the key to the lock in the car. Ju-woo was noticed by a friend who also came on a date. The friend called Ji-woo, but she did not pick up the phone. She wanted to catch up with Ji-woo, but the guy she had a date with approached her. Ji-hoo and Ji-woo were walking, their hands constantly touching. The couple went to a coffee shop for lunch, and because their hands were busy, Ji-woo fed the guy. Seeing this, other couples started to imitate them. Ji-woo's friend went into the adult game room. As soon as the door of the room closed, the guy who was with her took off his belt and pants. The girl started to say that they hadn't agreed to do this and tried to secretly call Ji-woo. Ji-woo confessed to Jae-hoo that she liked him and suggested that they try dating. She even ordered him to do it. Jae-hoo wanted to answer, but Ji-woo's phone rang. She reached for her bag, hit her head on the table and spilled her coffee, and everyone in the cafe saw that the couple was wearing handcuffs. Conversations began to flow around the cafe. Ji-hoo told Ji-woo that he would not date her, they were only playing games. The friend called Ji-woo and started saying the name of the hotel, her room, and that they were going to rape her. The couple rushed to rescue their friend. They were unable to remove the handcuffs, so they took their friend together bound. At home, Ji-woo recalled her confession in response. She wanted to write him a message, but could not. She received a reminder on her phone that the contract would expire in a week. Jae-hoo recalled how his ex-girlfriend reacted when he suggested something out of the ordinary to try. She would insult him for wanting to try something, saying that he should have kept quiet about it for the rest of his life. Jae-hoo scared her with his desires. Ji-woo's friend calmed her down and explained to Ji-woo why Jae-hoo refused to date. Ji-hoo was asked for glasses to try on, but her husband did not give permission. He said that they were like a talisman for him, he could not take them off. At work, Ji-woo and Jae-hoo began to avoid each other. Their colleagues noticed that something had happened between them as they seemed to be getting closer. The work week was over. All the employees except Ji-woo and Jae-hoo left the office. Ji-woo also said goodbye to Jae-hoo. She sent a message to play one last game. All day Ji-woo was preparing. She practiced tying a soft big toy. Ji-hoo prepared a delicious dinner. The doorbell rang and his ex-girlfriend came to visit. She broke up with her boyfriend and came to Jae-hoo to cry and drink. The girl believed that he owed her money and that he would be paying her back for the rest of his life. The ex-girlfriend was annoyed by everything about Jae-hoo, the way he looked at her, the way he screamed and asked him to make things easier. She was angry that he lived simply. Ji-hoo admitted that she made him afraid to go on dates. He was told that his ex-girlfriend was also afraid and that he had hurt her badly. The guy admitted that she had hurt him too. He has never been accepted for who he is in his life. He may be normal, he may be fine, but she made him think differently. Ji-woo called Jae-hoo. The ex saw the call and broke the dishes on which the food was cooked and said that Jae-hoo will never truly love because he only loves himself. Ji-woo met Hanu, his ex-girlfriend, in the hallway, and Jae-hoo said that Hannah hates him so much, and she replied that if she didn't love him, she wouldn't hate him so much. The last game started. Ji-woo tied Jae-hoo up and started slapping him. In this game, they should have no limits or pity. Jae-hoo kissed Ji-woo. Ji-woo pushed the guy away. She was not sure what she was doing. Jae-hoo apologized. The girl untied her hands. Jae-hoo said that he loves warmth, but he is afraid of burning. She is the sun for him, the first and only one. The contract between the couple ended. The last game was over. Ji-woo didn't show up for work. She was sick. Her mother asked Ji-woo not to worry about what happened, as a person cannot control his feelings. Ji-hoo came to Ji-woo's friend's house and they had a drink together. He complained that he shouldn't have asked her to play. He shouldn't have done it. But his friend reassured him. She asked him to take responsibility for his feelings. Lai-han accidentally sent an audio file of them playing in Ji-woo and Jae-hoo's office. Now everyone knew what was going on between them. The couple was summoned to a disciplinary hearing. The managers wanted to know what kind of relationship they had. They started humiliating them. Ji-hoo admitted in front of everyone that he liked Ji-woo. Jae-hoo took all the blame. Ji-woo said that they would not provoke others and would not show their relationship in the office. The whole office received anonymous audio messages with compromising information about other employees. Ji-woo and Jae-hoo started dating, going out on dates and playing games as a couple.